Hello everyone and welcome to some awesome news from the chess world. Viswanathan Anand just crushed an event with 9 out of 9. These are the opponents that he defeated. He started off slowly with two unranked, well not unrated, but unranked or untitled players. And then he defeated international master Laura Unuk and then just crushing 6 grandmasters. So it was a really awesome event. And I mean, if you've ever played a tournament, even if you were the strongest player in the tournament, 9 out of 9 is not okay, it's not an impossibility, but 9 out of 9 is definitely something else. 9 out of 9 is what's you know, it would be impossible to calculate your rating if you would constantly have a perfect score. That's you know, 9 out of 9 just doesn't happen unless you really play an incredible event. It doesn't matter, like if Magnus Carlsen, for example, played a tournament where he faced 2,500 players, you can't really say he'd make a 9 out of 9. That's crazy. So 9 out of 9 in any event is quite spectacular, and especially if some of the games are like this one that I'm going to show. I checked out all of the games, and this is the one I liked the most. It's a very short one, but it's a blitz game, so I thought you guys will enjoy it. He's facing Maxime Lagarde, very strong French grandmaster. In fact, he's the 2019 French national champion. So let's see how he does against him. Maxime opened with pawn to e4 and Anand replied with pawn to e5. We have knight to c3 going for the Vienna game, and Anand replies knight to f6. And now pawn to f4. This is the Vienna gambit, the Anand's Folkbeer variation. And okay, Anand played pawn to d5. He just went into the main line of the Vienna. But just to show you, if you don't know how to play this with black, it can be deadly. For example, if you want to try this against your opponents in your online games, after e captures, you can just play e5, and now they have to go knight back to g8. But not like 95% of them will play queen to e7, and then after queen to e2, they're as good as defeated. If knight to g8, you will play d4, and not much to be done here. Even if queen to h4 check, you can play king to d1, and now you start with knight to f3, queen e4, bishop to d3. There's nothing. You can't really even develop with black here. So if you want to try it, you can. But in the game, pawn to d5 was played by Anand, as of course he knows how to play this. F captures on e5, knight captures on e4. Now you have to be careful, queen to h4 could be dangerous. So queen to f3, challenging the knight, and knight captures on c3. D captures on c3, okay, you double white's pawns, but white gets the bishop to f4 very easily, and you can castle queenside. We have bishop to d7 by Vichy and bishop to f4. Pawn to c6, strengthening the d5 pawn. And now there are a couple of games where castles was played, but here we have bishop to d3, and it is now as of move 8 that we have a completely new game. So okay, Anand castles kingside and Maxime castles queenside. Now it's gonna be a race. Of course, Anand will attack on the queen side, whereas Maxime will attack on the king side. And who's faster will be victorious. We have knight to d7 and queen to h5. Okay, threatening mate in 1, so Anand has to defend. The only way to do it is g6, well, the only proper way to do it. And now you have to go back, either queen to e2, maybe queen to f3, but not queen to h6, the move that was played in the game. This is this loses the game on the spot, but it's very interesting why. Feel free to pause the video and win the game for Anand while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on realizing this beautiful relationship between the bishop queen and the white king. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is knight captures on e5. And what's most impressive about not this move, but this position and everything, that Anand spent some 10 seconds getting to this position. I don't have the clocks on for this game, but Anand, it's a 5-minute game. Anand was 4 minutes and 51 seconds when he played knight captures on e5. Maxime spent some 45 seconds reaching this position. So I guess Maxime's reasoning was that maybe Anand being so strong as he is, maybe he's not as as well versed in these unknown lines of the Vienna, of the King's Gambit, but obviously not. Anand knows everything, it would seem. And the reason for this is that the knight cannot be captured. If you capture just bishop to g5 check, and that's it, you can resign. So probably what he thought, instead of knight captures on e5, was that Anand was gonna play rook to e8, sort of preparing bishop to f8 to kick away the queen, and then he was planning on striking with pawn to e6, where if you capture, then let's say bishop captures on g6, or you just advance the pawn to h4, maybe knight f3, knight to g5. It looks really awesome for white. The problem is Anand would have knight e5 even then, because you still cannot capture, and well, you just have to continue with something like knight to f3, then the light square bishop gets eliminated with check, and Anand still maintains a better position. But after this queen to h6 move, Anand played knight captures on e5, by far the best move, and we have bishop back to e2, not allowing knight captures on d3, and now Anand plays rook to e8, preparing bishop to f8 to kick away the white queen, bishop to d2, freeing up the diagonal for the queen to retreat, but now Anand just plays bishop to f5. Now it's Anand who goes for the attack, preparing queen to a5 next. We have pawn to h4, hoping to get pawn to h5 and bust open the king side, but here comes queen to a5, going after the a2 pawn, king to b1, defending it, and now just queen a4. Now Anand threatens checkmate on c2. Pawn to b3, and now we reach the position from the thumbnail. Anand just plays bishop captures on c2, and he was in this position on move 16 that Maxime Lagarde resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. The problem with capturing is not just that your queen side gets destroyed, is that you get checkmated in one move. King to c1, bishop to e3 is checkmate. And even if you don't capture the bishop on c2, what can you play? You can play king to b2, but again, queen a3 check, and after king to a1, there's a bishop captures on b3, with no way of stopping queen captures on a2 on the next move. So really, really incredible performance by Anand, not just in the tournament, but in this game as well, crushing a young player in such a wild line. I mean, I'm sure you guys love to see it. And well, if you would like to continue in this great style, and if you would like to see Anand play some more games, click on the first link in the description below. It is the first ever game Anand ever played against Mikhail Tal, or the only ever game Anand played against Mikhail Tal. And for those of you who haven't seen it, I will not spoil it. You know, just enjoy and have a good one. So yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed. A big congratulations to Anand on this spectacular feat. Like I said, 9 out of 9. Go play a tournament and do a 9 out of 9. Go play a children's tournament and do a 9 out of 9 if you can. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I would like to thank Benjamin Nethercott, Andy Flint, Uzi Shalev, Michael Hoff, and James Eugene Cashman for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing to check up on your wonderful suggestions and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.